Exiles. Sorry, my bad. This will be the first time that I'm actually broadcasting this, but the game's been out for about a month now, and I have my own server, so I figured I would introduce you guys to it and some of the basic gameplay for Conan. Luckily for me, with having my own server, I don't have to deal with the craziness. It is a PvP server. Anybody's welcome to join. It's unlocked. If you have questions, feel free to go ahead and message me. The link will probably be down at the bottom. Of course, I have to update everything, so if there's questions, concerns, suggestions, always welcome. Don't forget to hit the like button. We're unfortunately going to have to search for this wonderful thing for the first time. This particular one is going to be logging in. That way I didn't have to start. Come on, thing. There it is. Wonderful G Portal, unfortunately, is having a bunch of issues. I wish that they would fix this. But we get to wait for the server to decide that it wants to not say that it's full, and for that ping to go ahead and drop according to G Portal, and there it goes. It's a pretty common problem right now. I don't know if they're fixing it. Hopefully they do. The server itself, I'm based here in the US, which is, I don't believe the server's located in the US. I think it's Australian, but I can't remember. I set it up right after the game came out. So Conan is basically kind of like Minecraft mixed with almost Monster Hunter or any other RPG ever looked at game. Hopefully this does decide to continue to work, because that will stink if it doesn't. Sometimes my internet hates me. Alright, so here is the wonderful player setup. It's pretty straightforward. You can either be a male or a female. I'm going to just go ahead and play with female. Sorry, I believe nudity is turned on, but I will probably change that with time. Alright, let's see here. Let's go ahead and get her set up. Good enough. Religion, you don't really need to pay attention to. Race, same thing. It's important, but not really, not at the start, so don't spend as much time, you know, trying to go through all of these details unless you're really super picky like I am. I use the same religion every time, which, of course, I can't freaking see. That's awesome. We'll go ahead and go with that one this go around.
Cut me down, please.
There we go. Alright. Hey, wonderful face changes. Alright, we'll go ahead and go with that. You will notice as time goes on, your character will definitely change. Right now she looks a little soft and squishy. That will be changing. The further you get into the game, more abs and things like that actually start to appear, which is kind of cool. Whether that was intentional by the designers, I don't know. Let's go ahead and go with something different. There we go. And we're going to give her some red hair here. Red. We'll leave her eyebrows alone. There we go. White. Can't really tell the difference, so that's fine. Alright. I tend to not change these. I just keep them as is, except for eye color. Almost always will change that. And good enough. Alright, so she is going to be super short. When you switch back and forth, partial nudity or no nudity. We're going to go ahead and stick with no nudity since this is a YouTube channel and minors tend to watch, so we want to keep it as appropriate as possible. I'm going to go ahead and change out some of this stuff. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and hit finalize. There we are. Woohoo! So that is all done, basically. Super simple. Now she's going to go through the motions.
During the year of the Cobra, a prisoner captured by unknown means was...
So let's go ahead and skip that. You can watch that if you want to buy the game, which I do suggest that you do. So most of the time, we are in the desert. It's wonderful. It's a horrible location. It's hotter than balls out here. So we're going to go ahead and move. First goal, of course, is to get to some clothes. There we go. Broken highway. I tried to not ever come back out here. Ooh, Brody. Yeah. She looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger here. Definitely was not paying attention to that, but okay. That's fine. So there's a couple little minor basics. Jumping, of course, X. See a lot of that. Woohoo! There we go, climb. Yep. So we climbed up on there. We're good to go there. Again, this is my private server, so you're going to see a lot of random buildings. Gathering, just walk up to a plant and press square. We're going to need a couple of different things. I would prefer not to overheat. So up in the top left, red is of course health, just like any game. Yellow is stamina. There goes a level. We'll talk about those here in a minute. Run. And yep, R2. Unfortunately, there is the wheel. Bugs will keep you alive for at least a little bit. I have no canteen. And there should be something on the ground. When you first load in, unfortunately, there's not a lot out here. There it is. Alright. So here's where we loaded at. Wonderful. Off to the right, water flask, and a note. So we'll go ahead and take that, which also completes a part of the journey. Here's the journey here. Lots of different chapters. My primary character is basically all the way through this. She's almost at level 60. But I decided to go ahead and start over for you guys. Go day by day. Hopefully I remember. If I don't, of course, like I said, don't hesitate. Go ahead and send me a message to remind me.
The ruins of the past. There are others here.
A lot of times on the right you will see that interact button
cannibals,
come up.
Exiles from lands I've never heard of. Some of them try to scrape
And I
life
believe
from
we have
the
a dust
wasteland,
storm coming in.
scrabbling with rocks and sand for their own place.
Yeah, we do.
I cannot go
Alright,
on.
so I am probably,
Life that I
unfortunately,
left
going to
behind haunts
die.
me. The sun
This server does
glitters
have
spires,
a dust storm
wilderness,
that pulls
whoever
through
denied me.
about every
Smell
couple
of my
hours.
daughter's hair. I will
Just,
pass the ghost fence.
just as an extra added
This cursed
bonus
man will find
on
me
the
again.
server itself.
To whoever reads this
There
note,
are dust masks later on in
I
the
leave
game
the last of my
will
water
allow you to walk around in
and
this.
this message.
My primary actually
Stranger,
doesn't live down here. She
you
lives
have
in an
my
area
pity.
that I don't have to
Do
deal
not
with that
know
dust storm.
how
There it is.
cursed You truly
Yep.
are.
The wonderful dust storm. I believe it is going to miss us by just a smidge. So we're going to hang out back here just in case. Hopefully it does continue to kind of go across this line here. Yep, that's what it actually looks like. If you stand in front of that, no mask on, you're probably going to die. No amount of health regen is going to necessarily help with that. So wearing a dust mask, kind of important. But let's see if we got enough stuff for armor. So this is the basic menu, inventory, all that good stuff. Of course mine is a little bit laggy, so So here's the note that we found. We just picked that up. There's nothing you can do with it. You can reread it if you want. I just stick these in chests as I go. Water flask. Alright, in the center, we clearly have no armor. Nothing on us at all. There we go. Complete another thing, which is to drink. Right out the gate. Plant fibers, some seeds, and on our wheel, there's the bugs right there. So, let's go ahead and craft us some armor. First thing, of course, once you get into the next area, you're going to want to craft a bedroll, some basic tools, and all of that. This is the religious item. It's relatively easy to build. Just trying to get the materials, especially when you're such a low level, tends to cause issues. So, Dust Storm is still clearly going. Wonderful. Yep, should be putting on pants and t-shirt and all that good garbage here. As you can tell, these are loading automatically. Once these are on, you will have to physically change these out. I use 3 different types of armor throughout the time. One for snow, one for the sand, and one just in general, which is a heavy set, which I hate. I'll usually use the heavy set fighting a bunch of the boss monsters and whatnot, just because the armor value is higher. Come on, thing. Alright, looks like that dust storm is starting to clear out, which you can see in the background. Luckily, the game does let you see some things in the background, but we're going to go ahead and move forward here. Like I said, here we are on the broken road. This is the map. Ooh, hello. Map in general. Whee, all the way up here. So, there is actually a pyramid built right here. There's another house right here. There is a castle being built up here. And there's several other locations throughout this particular map right now. The group that I tend to play with on my primary account, they love to build, which so do I. More into the building than the fighting. We have our main fighter. He finds all of the goodies for us, then we all go join him, run around, kill things, and then go back to what we were doing. This game you can play in several different ways. You don't have to fight if you don't want to. But it is, of course, suggested. Whoops, as I look away from the TV and run into a rock. That was awesome. Alright. Biggest thing is to go ahead and watch your stamina. So underneath your stamina bar, you have those 4 wonderful little icons. Ooh, hello, bat. Nope, don't have any weapons. We're going to go ahead and... Bad. There it goes. Alright. So the bat's going to go ahead and fly off, and we can get back on the road here. We're almost to where we need to go. I believe I'm going to put her out in the jungle. That's one of the easier locations to kind of hang out in. It has a lot of stuff. Of course, there are gorillas, so that's no fun, but we'll talk about those at a later date. So right now, all we've done is just craft that basic armor, and now we are getting into the thing. So that is what happens when you run out of stamina. Like you can tell, it says, I'm out of stamina. Scream will gray. You'll hear that wonderful little noise in the background. Alright. So there's a turtle. I don't know their actual names, I don't necessarily care. I like to steal their stuff. Oop, a Goomba. I don't think I can hurt him, but we're gonna So I am fighting him with my fist only because I do not have a weapon. Whoa! No, we're not touching the turtle. So he is dead. Woohoo! Kick! We'll go ahead and get that stinking thing out of the way. We gained another level. Yay! Alright, so to get things in and out of your wheel, you're going to go ahead and open up your inventory. Hit that L1. Again, this is on PlayStation 4. I don't play on Xbox or PC, so I don't know the controls, but go ahead and slide those over into the wheel. Makes it easy to use. I don't have anything to carve him, so that Gooma's going to go ahead and stay there. Alright. Turtle. Turtle on his eggs. I'm going to actually steal his eggs. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and walk away. I prefer not to fight them without an actual weapon. It kind of stinks. They're not super nice. There's another Goomba, of course. These have actual names. The group I play with, we just call them Goombas. So these are heavy attacks. These are the R2 and there's the R1. Both R1 and R2 have different ways of doing things. You can kick at them. I don't. It looks silly. So let's go ahead and go down by the water. This is the first area. This is a tier 1. So you have a couple of different tiers within the game as well. You're going to want to stay down here. I'm going to get all washed off. This looks weird. And hopefully that stuff will fade. Because now I look like a crazy person. Alright. Yep. So here's the wonderful area. Yay! We made it. There are several different locations out here. I know of at least 2. That is an NPC camp over there to our right. They are not nice. They will attack you. Let's see here. I think we're going to actually kind of stay on this side. There is a boss level monster over here, which we will probably do tomorrow once we have some weapons and some other items that we're going to need. Biggest thing, make sure that you keep those canteens filled because you will die. Like I was saying before, the bottom 4 underneath your stamina bar, of course my health is super low too. First one looks like a water drop or a seed. That is actually your water meter. Keep an eye on it. It will kill you. If you get all the way down into the red, you'll get all dizzy and then you'll die. Looks like you're freezing to death, but you're not. Next is your food bar. That one is also very important. If you can actually starve to death, I've done it several times, unfortunately. Especially the first couple days, you tend to forget to go ahead and eat. It's kind of like Minecraft on super hard mode. It drops relatively fast. Bugs will help you out in a pinch, but meat, things that you cook on a stove, whatnot, they do a lot better. There's Juan's house way over there. So primary, I'm sure you guys noticed, server said the Grim. Actually no, this is Scrunders. So the Grim is my primary guild, which also happens to run this server, which is kind of fun. Super chill, super laid back. We don't steal from each other. We have a couple, minor rules within the server itself. If you get caught violating those rules, which are pretty well laid out, there's little signs all over the map. You will get banned. But that hasn't happened yet. Everybody who's on the server is super nice. Again, we don't steal from each other, so I am not going to steal from Scrunder. Although this is a primary spot. This is his first build. We're gonna hope that turtle go ahead and ignore me. Alright, now next to your food is your wonderful packed level. You can also see it in here. Right underneath my name tag, there's that little button. Looks like I'm at 11%. Not super high. Once it starts getting into the red, unless you have encumbrance turned all the way on, you will slow down. Okay, that turtle's not happy. He's kind of a jerk. We're going to go ahead and go across. And we'll go under the water. Hello, fishes. So, they did a really nice job with a lot of the graphics. Super fun. The fish just ignore you. You can't physically catch those ones. They're just there for show. But later on, we'll build some fish traps. I don't think Scrunder had me out here. No, he doesn't. See what we got over here. Oh. An alligator. There's an alligator. We're gonna hope he ignores us. Okay. Let's see here. I'm pretty sure I can't open this. No, I can't. Scrunner's slave wheel. He has some drool in there. That's cool. Alright. This is kind of a safe location. He has removed most of everything from here. This will not protect us in case of a sandstorm. He had some pretty big plans for this little chateau of his, and unfortunately he decided this was not the location he wanted to be at. So he moved on, just like we all do. This is, again, a beginning area. I know a lot of people will tend to build more up in here, especially for their first ones. You need access to water, iron, and coal to start. So we want to make sure that we're close to those. This location does have those right up the hill, iron and coal. Off to the right, unfortunately, there is a very large boss spider who is a big jerk. So she's not super nice and will unfortunately kill you. And I'm sure you guys can hear I do have kids, so again, that's why we're fully clothed. Alright, and so the last thing, of course, is that funny looking thing. That is a temperature gauge. It will tell you if you're too hot or too cold. Getting too hot, all too common, not necessarily out here, but definitely in the jungle. That's a pretty common occurrence, which is actually where we're going to head. This is the jungle biome over here. If I understand correctly, this was not originally available. There's a swamp, plus we call it a jungle. There's actually two. I think this is supposed to be the swamp. This is complete jungle. There's birds, there's all kinds of goodies. My map is blank, again, because I just started. So we'll go ahead and head kind of that direction, kind of figure out how we want to build, and go from there. Because right now we have no weapons, we have no nothing. And I prefer not to die. So we're going to need just a very basic house here. Probably relatively soon. I'm just going to collect up some of this aloe here. I use these for band-aids, or at least I call them band-aids. They say bandages on the thing. Ah! There we go. Run away from the alligator. Not super interested in fighting things right now. Oh, there's another one. I want his egg. Oh god. Bad turtle. Turtle's angry. Okay, I want that plant too. So these yellow plants that you see every so often, you can create a potion with them. It's used more at a higher level, or if you make a big boo-boo on your point system, which we'll talk about once we get over to the jungle biome and get some things set up. We're going to go ahead and watch that temperature gauge. We are wearing summer clothing. Or at least I believe it's summer clothing. It should be. Yep, there it is. Alright, so these coarse things, this is the only set of armor that you can actually craft by hand. The rest of them are done in the armorer's bench. When you're reading them, you're going to watch that weight, because that will affect your encumbrance as well. If your clothes are too heavy, it's going to be a minute before you get anywhere. And then also check the little temperature gauge. If it has a red or orange, whatever color you see right there. Orange little sun plus the gauge will tell you what season it's usually for. Ooh, grubs. There's cold weather and there's warm weather. So first couple times I tried this game out, first servers, did not end well for me. I died a lot. Which is usually pretty common anyways. You're meant to die, it's okay. Though right now, if I die, I'm going to end up right back in that desert and going to be super cranky. Because I don't want to run that far again. So, if you do in fact decide to join the server at any point, you can always message me. Everybody's welcome. Love people. Here we go. Puffball mushrooms. These are important later on. I don't actually need these like right now, but always good to collect them. You create nerve gas with them. It's super awesome. They can be kind of helpful against some of the NPCs. Not all, but some. Alright. Hello. What's this? Ah! Killzoo was over here at one point. Gotcha. Killzoo is another one that is on the server. And here we go. I know he has a house out here somewhere. I'm not sure exactly where though. Right, we are almost there. Oh! Ow. If this had actual ore at it, we would probably build here, but it does not. So we're gonna keep on moving. No, no. today. Stay over there. Crocodiles can, in fact, chase you across the wonderful water. They sometimes will, sometimes won't. I guess it depends on the crocodile itself. Everybody has different theories on how the game's made. From what I've noticed, some do. If you go underwater, turn around and look behind you, it's really creepy to watch these things chase you through the water, but you can usually get away pretty fast. Swimming will take away a lot of stamina, but there's no real side effect. Once you lose that stamina, you're not going to sink, you're not going to die. It stinks, you slow down a little bit, but that's about it. Alright, we need some of these rocks for later. Alright, so, as well, you'll also see on the right, we're starting to get a little bit close to it now. Hello, crocodile. No. Alright, up on the right-hand side, you'll see those little totem-looking things. That is the edge of the world. There's the wonderful green wall of death, as I like to call it. If you see the green wall, don't run in it. It will kill you almost instantaneously. It's kind of a hilarious death scene to watch, but you will die. You can't get on the other side of it. It kind of follows all right here, all this bottom section. This doesn't exist within the world yet. It doesn't belong to the exiled land, so we can't go over there. I also have another house right about there, but we're not going to go over there right now. We're going to go over here. Alright. Health gauge is temperature gauge is staying right in the center. The handful of insects will give you some health back. It'll help you in a pinch, but it's not the best, unfortunately. It's just a very generic, basic. Grubs will give you a little bit more. Of course. And there goes my freaking controller as I'm trying to run away. Go figure. That's always awesomely embarrassing as your controller decides that it wants to die. Alright, there we go. Now we're fixed. Okay. There are also NPCs over in the jungle area. You'll run into a lot of pirates. They tend to have some pretty good stuff on them. I'm not a big fan, but there's some pretty cool hidey holes. Wonderful. Alright. We need to go ahead and craft a bedroll. We're going to make some twine. Kind of important. 3. There's a boss fight over here. We're not going to do that yet. Bedroll is crafted, which is awesome. I'm going to go over here and make sure and get this thing on the map. No, turtle. No. Oh, okay, no we're not. There are scorpions and we have no weapons. So, kind of important to deal with these. Ow, jerk. Leave me alone. Haha, turtle. Alright. Let's go this way. We need to find a nice little hidey hole to build our house in. That's gonna be the next step here. We're gonna unlock all that stuff. Ooh, some stuff. Now, the wonderful jungle, swamp, whatever you want to call it, does get the dust storm. Dust storm stays on the bottom edge of the world. It's Seriously? Turtle, leave me alone. Sneaking jerk. Alright. We're just looking for an area that has some iron, and some rocks, and some trees. Iron's more important later on, like I said. Again, I am out of stamina, but I'm still swimming. Oh, that's gonna hurt. Alright. There's one of the wonderful birds. They are jerks. They will chase you, they hurt when they bite, but you can usually get away from them pretty easily. Watch that temperature gauge go up too. That's not good. There's a set of Goombas right here. That's not what I was looking for. Alright, that alligator thought about chasing us. And then decided he didn't want to do that after all. So we'll go ahead and go over here. Yep, there's home of the Goombas. The big primary Goomba is in there. He is not hard, he's super squishy. Please stop chasing me. I am not in the mood. Please go away. No, not you two. Alright, I guess everybody wants to eat me today. Usually have pretty decent luck getting away. Oh, there we go. There's some iron right there. Sweet! Take a look at the map. Alright. So, why don't we go ahead and make this island here our home? There are some areas out here that won't let you build, especially if you're too close to things. Land ownership is turned on, if I remember right. I think it is. I keep resetting the server, so we're still tweaking some settings to figure out that nice happy medium for everybody. Again, this is PvP, so if I run into Scrender and them, they might kill me. Just because they think it's funny. Alright, beautiful. So we got some wonderful iron over there. That'll be super helpful. We got lots of trees. It is the jungle, so go figure there's trees. Alright, vine givers. That'll be helpful later. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like we have any coal over here, but we can burn these trees for fuel in our furnaces once we get to that point. So, now we need some tools. These require sticks and rocks, or stone, whatever you want to call it. I just call it rocks, it's easiest to remember. So we'll go ahead and make ourselves an axe, and we'll make a pickaxe as well, or pick, whatever. We're going to need a light. Haven't killed anything yet. I believe I just gained another level as well. Your first couple levels are going to be super fast. Once you get to about, I think it's like midway, so about 20, 25, you'll see it drop significantly, and it'll take quite a while for you to actually start leveling again. Killing stuff always helps. Crafting also helps on this server. They're both kind of in line with each other. but that's just because I have a lot of crafters, not big fighters, and it wouldn't be fair to them to get hamstrung just because they don't want to go kill everything. Goal on my server is to make it as fair as possible, so we'll go ahead and build this house, and we will probably see what else we can get into today. I don't know how long this video is going to end up lasting. This game is super fun, one of my favorites, very specifically to it, so super exciting. Kind of wish that we had some extra stuff, but with the game being brand new, beggars can't be choosers, I guess. There are glitches, so just be aware of that. Be a little bit forgiving. Look at that. Come on. Some wood. Alright, so as you can tell, as you're chopping down the tree, axes on the trees will give you wooden branches. Again, wood and branches. Pickaxe. Not always the most effective when standing on top of a rock. Will give you wood and bark. So keep that in mind. That's the only way to get bark within the game that I have done. I am over encumbered already. Alright. Wonderful. We need to make some foundations here and get this house started. This is what I meant by over encumbered. It eats your freaking stamina way faster than normal. And it seriously sucks. But we're gonna go ahead and ignore it for now. It's fine. I'm not being attacked. I don't necessarily care. Alright, there we go. So we should have enough. So, what we really need to look at now, we have leveled a couple of times, so we're going to take a look at attributes right here. Right now we are at level 6 already. Beautiful. We have 7 little feat points. But first, let's go to attributes. I put everything into a encumbrance. That last one, movement speed, or momentum, whatever you want to call it. Full speed while fully encumbered is amazing. I wasn't able to finish doing that until I hit about level 50, 55, somewhere in there. But we'll go ahead and stick as many points in here as we have. So there we go. We're good to go. And we're also probably going to level again real soon. So, a couple different ways of doing this. You have all this stuff already unlocked. You can't undo this. These things are automatic. But I like poniards or daggers, whatever you wish. Oh, look, that would gain another level. So we'll go ahead and put both of our things in there. Cool. Alright, I like to go all the way to the end, the little magnifying glass. Everything in red, I don't have enough points for. Everything in orange, I have points for, can put points into them, all that good stuff. So, we're going to need a wooden box, we're going to need a foundation, cooking fire, sword. Oh, wow, look at that. We'll go ahead and unlock the stairs, as well as the primary grill. So this is the bigger one. This is the upgraded version. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying attention right away. So you need, up in the right, it'll tell you what's required. If we scroll down to the bottom, let's go all the way to the bottom here. There we go. See, the requirements. You'll figure out what each thing is as time goes on. You'll get a little more familiar. Unfortunately, you will have to reset points right after you hit level 60. My friend Juan has already hit 60. He also plays on this server with me. He's in Grim. He's had to reset twice. So these are the altars. These are the other 4 religions. There are 5 total. I like this one that I actually chose. Kodo, Kata, whatever you want to call it. I don't know how to pronounce it. Pretty decent. The armor out of it's not the greatest. It looks hilarious though on a female. So, that's somewhat important. Mitra, that little ambrosia is amazing for health regen in a pinch. of course, you have Set. The snakes, it's creepy. I haven't found the priest for that one, but I know where Mishra's priest is, and I know where Ymir's is. Then we got Yogg and Ymir. So each one kind of has their special thing, their ritualistic piece. Makes it super awesome. You do special things with them, and eventually you can create the wonderful avatars, but that is for a later date. So let's go ahead and start building this silly little house. So we only have 5 foundations, but that's fine. We'll get some more as time goes on. Okay, and to place these, go ahead and open your wheel again, set it in the wheel, and do your thing. Make this house relatively small. We don't need it to be very big. I'm betting I ran out of rocks. When crafting for houses, unfortunately rocks, you'll go through those more often. It's always best just to go ahead and select as many as you can right off the bat, and kind of go from there. Another way to craft is to open your wheel, which is that L1, and just click on top of it, just like as if you were placing it, but when it's empty, there's nothing to grab. So, wide enough? 4 wide. We're gonna make this look super funky, but that's fine. There we go. There we go. There's a trophy. Woohoo! Double check. Yep. Ran out of rocks again. Part of the reason we are doing this in a hurry is because that sandstorm is no joke. I want to go ahead and get as much built as I can before we have to deal with that again. Daylight should be coming back soon, hopefully. Fix my settings. Whoopsies. And I'm going to fix my TV settings. You may need to adjust this every so often. For some reason, it doesn't remember my settings. Unfortunately, stone weapons are not super great at the whole harvesting thing, so if you're doing large builds, or you plan to do large builds, biggest suggestion is to go ahead and wait until you can get either armor or steel. Those are the bigger ones. So you end up, as you progress, stone, lowest, iron and steel are mid-grade, and then of course you have black ice, obsidian, and a couple of other things as well that you can create. Star metal being kind of like the equivalent of diamonds in Minecraft. Super rare, super hard to actually get. I know where it is, where the castle's being built at. Why are you telling me that? There. We're gonna need to kill something for meat pretty soon. Once we get this house finally built. Pretty decent little area. Okay, foundation is in. Woohoo! So now we got our foundation. Awesome. We're gonna go ahead and put our bedroll in here. In the game, you can have one bedroll and one bed. Of course, you can build multiple beds. They are spawn points. The game only allows for you to respawn in the desert, at your bed, or at your bedroll. So as you progress through the game, make sure and move those things with you, or you're going to land way far away from your actual house. I will usually carry a bedroll, especially if we're doing monsters or something like that. Alright. More rocks. Like I said, you go through rocks more than you will anything else. Wood tends to stick around a little bit longer. You need less of that material to craft with. So my pickaxe broke. To fix it, because it's in my wheel, I just moved my thing over there and clicked on it. I had the materials needed, so made it super easy. As you get higher in the level, you'll either want to carry multiple of your tools with you, or carry those materials you're going to need in order to fix it. I usually carry just multiples of my pickaxes and my axes, just because the materials to fix them can be heavier than the actual tool itself. So we're encumbered to get them. We got more points this time. See what we can unlock. Roofing is kind of important. And there's the bed. I have no purpose for that right now, so I'm not going to unlock that. When you're encumbered, you can actually swim. It is faster than walking, since there's no penalty for weight while swimming. I really hope they never change this. But, like, for me, we're just going to go ahead and swim over to our house since it's right on the beach. Again, we're going to keep this simple. We're not going to make it too crazy or decorative. I'll do larger builds with her later on. She may very well end up helping. The other thing I'm sure you noticed that I mentioned Grimm. Ducking. That was fun. They are clans. We'll go ahead and create a special clan here. Let's just go with streamer. So if you are a streamer and you choose to go ahead and play on the server, let me know, and we'll go ahead and add you onto this wonderful little thing. See my rank on the side. I'm the one that created it. I'm also online. Clan logs. Yeah, it sort of functions like an ESO clan, but not really. A lot of those wonderful features that we're all used to on most MMOs don't exist within this game yet. Whether they're going to later on, I don't know. Alright, and then we're going to go ahead and create... Okay. Oh, stairs. We're going to need some stairs. One thing stairs. Okay, there we go. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put the door here. Let's put another door here. You want to make sure that all of your walls face the same way, or else you end up with gaps, and yes, you will end up dying. I don't put windows everywhere in the house, just a couple, just for aesthetics. Okay, and now we're going to build some regular walls here. Kind of important. So, you can do one of two things with this. A lot of beginners will leave their walls one high. I don't. I don't like it. It's too cluttered. You can end up grabbing the ceilings, which is kind of hilarious. So you're swinging like George of the Jungle from your own ceilings, which can get really frustrating when you're trying to do something. So we're going to go ahead and put this as too high. Pretty girl, pretty girl. Alright, the basic walls are all up. It's not too difficult. Pretty straightforward, pretty easy. We'll go ahead and just craft in here. We're gonna need to go get my freaking rocks. Maybe I'll do a balcony up top. Who knows? I'll take a look at this here in a minute. Okay, there we go. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. That's all you have to do to dismantle. Once your wall is up, or your foundation, or even a crafting station, walk up to it, press square, and you go over to dismantle it. You can't save these, unfortunately. Simply something that the game does not allow for. So, I know my stomach hurts. I don't have real food yet. Okay. Now we need to get more rocks. And more trees. Alright. Keep in mind, the reason that we built over here instead of directly on top of that iron deposit if you build right there, they will not respawn. Make sure not building on top of whatever resource you're really looking for. Build a little bit away from it. That way you don't have to worry about your very precious materials disappearing on you. How about having a couple times, especially right in the beginning. Everybody always ends up forgetting. In a rush, need to get it built. But take your time. I'm gonna make this balcony extra. Other big suggestion when you're on an open server like this, even though nobody's allowed to steal from each other, make sure and put your stuff inside, crafting stations, boxes, things of that nature, anything that cannot be locked. Don't leave them out. It just prevents the temptation of others. I mean, it is an open server. I can't track everybody who comes and goes. I can see some of the activity though. If you end up with things missing, of course, let us know. We'll try and help as much as possible, but it's a game. Things happen. Not everybody is super honest, so... Haha. Sugar house. So here's an example of why I don't build like this. George of the Jungle across my own ceiling. She is the shortest you can make a tune in this game, and her head still does not have the amount of clearance that you would necessarily want. So, if you're building super tall characters in this game, oopsies, if I missed on that one, you may want to just go ahead with the two-story concept. It might look a little bit funky, but it really does end up working out. Alright. Whoa, see, that was what I was talking about. This wall does not want to stay the way that they're supposed to. Flip that wall around. There we go. Seriously? So watching me make mistakes, that's always awesome. There we go. Why it's deciding to try and give me a headache, I don't know. But that's alright. We got it fixed. We're good. 1, 2, and 3. We want to fill this in, and then we gotta make our roof. Seriously. Not today. There we go. Yay! Walls are on. Alright. Roofing. Very important. So we're gonna go ahead and start with that. Hopefully I can get this silly thing to work. Alright, let's go ahead and set our steps as well. There we go. Some beautiful steps into our front, backyard, whatever you want to call it. Alright, we'll go ahead and put these up there. Second one. Third one. Fourth one. I don't like making too many things all at once, or else you end up with boxes full of random building materials. So unless you really want to count it out every single time, I just guesstimate it and then kind of go from there. Touches on there. That'd be great. That will stop getting rained on. Or not. Who knows? Alright, cool. There we go. Now we are sealed in. My stomach is hurting again. So now I need a door. I need some more twine. 5? And craft 10 because we're going to need 2 doors. Put this back in my inventory for now. Try not to put your bedrolls outside of your houses, because if you die in a sandstorm and your bedroll's outside, you're just gonna die again. So make sure it's inside, or at least some kind of structure that's gonna protect you. Let's make both our doors. There we go. All the outside. What the hell? Well, that is utter weirdness. Alright. Actually ran out of wood. It didn't warn me. That was weird. There we go. Cute little house. You walk up, owner and streamers, that's the guild that you're in. If you're not in one, it'll say none or unknown. It all depends. Once this is closed off, unless you're a member of that guild or clan, you can't get inside. So that's why your stuff is a lot safer. So there we go. Now we have a house. We are safe from the next dust storm. It's awesome. That's gonna drive me crazy, but oh well. Alright, so for first houses, this is not that bad. Very basic, very generic. You don't have to make it anything crazy, super big. But now we'll go on and see if I have enough resources to build a dedicated weapon. Looks like I need 5 more. And I like daggers. They create bleeding damage. You can also do swords, hammers, spears, things of that nature. We gained another level. Yay! Alright, and I believe we have a torch, so let's go ahead and get that achievement out of the way. There we go. See? Torch. Done. Okay. We'll put our weapon in our inventory here. We need to make a barbecue, so I need some more sticks. I like making the barbecue right out the gate. Campfire is great in a pinch, especially if you're wandering around. It's super light. Of course, it cannot be moved. You have to destroy it and recreate it, which is unfortunate, but it's not all that bad. Let's see what we got going on. Alright, so I got a wonderful message from Juan asking why there was a random player on. They love to give me heads up when we have new players who join. Just so that we're tracking how many people are actually coming and going off of the server. We're allowed 20 at a time right now. If we get bigger, of course, we'll add some more spaces. Right now there's about 6 of us who play pretty consistently. Got enough now? We do. Alright. Go ahead and build our fireplace. Create some food. And put that away. There we go. Alright. So it is in. Alright, we're gonna use some wood. And now we're gonna go get an animal. So, as you can see, I had to eat a bunch of those insects in order for it to do anything. Only using them for right now until we can go get some meat. So we're gonna go find some things to attack. Go find one of those silly alligators. As you can see with the cursor, you can also switch views if you want to. I don't think I can actually do that with the daggers out. There we go. Nope. I don't play in first person, so if you do, sorry. Not quite an option right now. There's a camp over there, or at least a couple of people. Ah, there's an alligator right there. It is dark. Come here. Alright, so bleeding damage actually killed him. Okay. We'll take our hammer and hit the crap out of him. The little white dot, you're going to want to point it at whatever you're trying to hit. It's kind of a pain, but gotta have an aiming tool somehow. Alright, let's go ahead and run back. We're gonna make some food. Oh, crap. Well, that's not what I wanted to do at all. Alright. Oh, there it is. Haha. Okay, so most creatures will give what's called feral flesh. A couple of them will give what looks to be steaks, and then exotic flesh. So we gotta get that out of the wheel. If it's in the wheel, unfortunately it can't be placed inside of any of these crafting stations. And we'll turn that on. Alright. And yes. And there's another level for us. Very easy. Woohoo! Okay. Go into our feats, take a look here. And let's go ahead and unlock some armor. I don't need any of that stuff, I don't use it. Go ahead and unlock that. I don't need to unlock slaving. I'm not going to be doing any of that for now. Or furniture. Nope, nope. Alright, yep. So let's go ahead and unlock this stuff. Okay. So all we have left is 2. So I like to go to the end, just double check. See what all we could unlock. Go ahead and unlock torches 2 and fencing. Okay. I'm being a little more choosy than I normally am. I tend to unlock furniture and other items because I do like to decorate, but we're going to stay focused here and keep this pretty straightforward. This will more likely be the primary base of operations. Oh my goodness. So we'll grow this as time goes on. Let's see here. So it sounded like one was on mine. And he is. Alright, so Killzoo is on. Grim, of course, is mine. Red Clan is Killzoo's. And then, of course, Streamers is now the Ice Queen. My primary tune is One Cold Killer. So, again, if you guys would like to be in Grim or in Streamers, just send me a message, let me know, and we'll get you added to one of those. I have to physically be online to add you to those plans, since I own both of them now. But super easy, no issues at all. Okay. As I fall off of a rock. Alright, so now we need to make some furnace here. Let's go ahead and build ourselves a furnace. And we'll finish out today's wonderful adventure with starting to use some iron. So tomorrow we'll take a look at some iron weapons and all of that goodness. We are in a pretty prime area, so there's a couple creatures that we can go take a look at. We'll go fight some things. Weapons. There we go. Alright, skirmisher. We need to be level 13 in order to unlock those, but we're not far off, so we will more likely hit that tomorrow. Get that goal taken care of. Get those iron poniards ready to go, or dual daggers. I like to dual wield. Least effective weapon within the game is the bow. So if you enjoy long distance, unfortunately, it's not that great. It's not super accurate, it doesn't hit very hard, and up until your higher levels, seriously, you really can't do a whole lot. So my biggest recommendation, of course, would be to just go ahead and not for now, until later on. 20. I am encumbered. Of course I am. Put that away. Right about there. I don't care if there's grass growing in my stuff, it doesn't bother me. Some people do, some people don't. I know Sprender despises it, so everybody's different, everybody has different play style, so whatever floats your boat, just pay attention when you're placing foundations. If you don't want grass in them, you might need to build somewhere else. Sometimes the grass will disappear over time, so you don't always have to deal with it, but I haven't had super good luck with that, so do you... 4, 5, how many do I have? Looks like I already have 20, trying to build an armorer's bench. Go ahead and collect some of this iron here. There's another level. Number 10. To waddle all the way back to the house. Hopefully, let's go ahead and get in the water. Okay, and we'll just go ahead and swim over there. Make it easy. ahead and place our armor's bench. Not that. We'll go ahead and place this in the corner. Okay, there we are. Get this iron ore into the furnace with a little bit of wood. Alright, so there's that. Let's take a look at the box. I want to definitely put out a box, so 112. Okay. So let's go ahead and get some trees, put the stuff in the box, and we will definitely call it a day. I know I just said that, but it'll make for tomorrow's adventures much easier. One short. Alright. Of course we are. Let's find a plant. Alright, so these little boxes don't hold much. It's just going to be super basic. Store what we currently have on us, other than our tools. So I need to make sure and go ahead and get that off of there. And can't put that there, of course not. There we go. Alright. We're going to go ahead and hide as much as we can in here, which isn't going to be a lot. Alright, let's go ahead and take that rock out. Put that in there instead. Alright, cool. So as you can see, our iron is currently cooking, so we should have enough tomorrow to make some weapons. Armor's bench got made. We got an arson's work table. Probably doesn't have a lot in it. Nope. Very generic stuff within it, so we're good to go there. Alright, cool. So we'll make a carpenter table tomorrow, and we'll go over a couple of new things. So we will go ahead and exit out. Again, I am on the Grim server. You can always search it, join it. It is open. I love playing with new people. You can send me a message either on this Ice Queen profile, which you can see down at the bottom where it says signed in as, or also One Cold Killer. But, alright, that is all for today. Well, you guys have a great rest of